Hello, welcome back, and of course a happy new year. I hope you got into this new year, which almost the first week is over now. I hope you had a wonderful time, had a great New Year's evening, and yeah, happy to see you back on the channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. And today we get into stuff like this. What we've just listened to was a very short clip of Jimmy Smith, The Cat. Conducted and arranged by Lalo Schifrin. And yeah, this title track, when the album came out in 1964, was quite big. It was quite a success for the man on the Hammond B3 organ and its big band in this case. And yeah, let's get a little bit deeper into the title track of this album before we get into the pressing and this reissue. Yeah, no wonder, right, that they got this Grammy in 1964, or Lalo Schifrin as the arranger, conductor and band leader got it. On this reissue from the Acoustic Sounds series, we get this album finally back in its full glory in this wonderful gatefold jacket with nice information on the inside and a glossy, shiny outer sleeve. Yeah, as I said, big band. Of course, we have a lot of musicians. 20 musicians are involved in this record, and amongst them are Kenny Burrell, for example, or Thad Jones. I don't get into all 20 of course, but of course the main artist on this recording is the wonderful Jimmy Smith on his Hammond B3 organ, who carries this album in an outstanding way. And yeah, in a way, of course, it's a movie score, but the power and grooviness of this record, this funkiness, as you also could have heard in the track we played a little bit before, is outstanding. Before we go on, I want to give you a second impression of this album. This time I want to play the main title from The Carpetbaggers, which is the last song on side 1, which really goes on. This album goes on and on and on. Yeah, so now you can get an idea of the power and energy of this amazing record. The Cat and the other song has been really, really successful at its time, but hasn't lost anything of its appeal in 2025. So an amazing result, an amazing reissue I have here in my hands, and for sure one of the absolute highlights when it comes to the whole series, the whole Acoustic Sounds Verve series. And of course, due to the circumstances, those sound clips cannot give you the whole glory when you listen to it on your equipment, on vinyl. We lose a lot. We lose a lot of the sound quality of those releases. But still, for those of you who are not that familiar with this album, I hope it gives you a nice idea about what to expect from these kind of releases. The next record I want to talk about, I want to introduce you to, is a record that gives us stuff like this. Impressive, isn't it? We are talking here about Nina Simone in concert. This live concert is one of those concerts when you listen to this on your equipment at home. I bet you want to be part of the crowd who attended this concert live. Wow, the song we just listened to is called Plain Gold Ring, and it gives you a nice idea of the artistry of Nina Simone. So astonishing, breathtakingly beautiful. Also, when we listen to the second song I want to present from this album, I Love You, Porgy, you get a wonderful idea, in my opinion, how much heart and soul Nina Simone put into this concert. Let's shortly listen to it and then go on with the reissue I have in my hands here.
I love you, Porgy. Don't let him take me. Don't let him handle me and drive me mad. If you can keep me.
Nice. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, again we get it, of course, in a wonderful gatefold jacket with some session photos, some informations on the back. The album too came out, or the concert also took place in 1964, like the Jimmy Smith, The Cat, and the mastering again has been done by Ryan Smith at Sterling Sound, and as I said, the intimacy, accuracy, beauty of this recording of this concert is, yeah, breathtaking. I mean, she when you listen to it, she puts her whole heart into it. At least this is my impression. And Nina Simone live is quite different on her live recordings, in my opinion. It's almost as if she was tuned down in the studio, but when she sings live, she goes for it full throttle in a way, although that might sound a bit strange. But I highly recommend it if you're into live concerts out of this time period. Highly recommend it. Nina Simone in concert, again on the Acoustic Sounds series. This one came out also on Verve, but I think initially this is on the Philips label. Wonderful recording, wonderful. Now we get into, at least in my case, an artist that I totally underrated. I underrated him until Soulville came out, and when this album came out, I said, oh, okay, get deeper into him. I had a few records, but it was not on that heavy rotation, but after that record I decided to get deeper into him. And here we have now Ben Webster's last American recording, See You at the Fair. The fair was the New York's World's Fair, and he put a lot of heart into this record. First, I give you a little impression of one song which shows his artistry and grooviness in a very nice manner. Listen to this. On this release, See You at the Fair, we have Ben Webster, of course, on the tenor saxophone, and he plays with Hank Jones and Roger Calloway on the piano, Richard Davis on bass, and Ossie Johnson on drums. This is a Impulse release, and we again get it in a shiny, glossy gatefold jacket with a lot of nice information of the release, which is really worth getting into. Yeah, Ben Webster. I don't know why he hasn't been higher on my list of jazz artists, but he is, for me, he's climbing higher and higher. I want to play another song, Over the Rainbow, his interpretation of this classic song, and I think this song really gives you the best impression of what to expect from this album. Listen. Yeah, as I said, this represents this album very well. We have those romantic ballads on this recordings, and yeah, it reminds me a lot on John Coltrane's ballad for the Impulse label. If you like that one, you will like this one too. It's very smoothly beautiful. And of course, the artistry of this quartet is again breathtaking. I don't know the background story why this has been Ben Webster's last American album. I will dig into it and see what he has done afterwards. As he was surely still at its heights. He was, I think, when he did this recording, he was 55, and so maybe he went to Europe like a lot of other American jazz artists. Probably that's one of the reasons. Of course, again, we have Ryan K. Smith doing his magical work when it comes to this reissue, and it gives you what you expect from these kind of releases when it comes to the sound stage, the dynamics, the information. Everything is there. This goes for all the albums. I don't want to repeat it too often. I would just say if there has been a disappointment or something like that. But luckily we get what we expect, and we get what we so heavily enjoy. And of course it's a wonderful opportunity to get this record in a shiny, new, easily to get way. Ben Webster, See You at the Fair, real highlight on the Impulse label. The fourth recording, we go back to Jimmy Smith and we go back to a live recording. But before we get into the release, I have a little clip for you where you can get an idea of what to expect. Yeah, Jimmy Smith again, live again. Root Down. Root Down also became quite famous when the Beastie Boys took a sample out of the title track Root Down, which is the first title on side 2. But hey, amazing. This guy with his Hammond B3 organ, he has so much power and energy, and I think with this title I just played a bit of this sax shooting his arrow, gives you a good idea of what to expect from this live session from 1972. And yeah, of course it's amazing that we get this release now, because this was not an easy to get record, and of course in this quality I cannot compare it to an original, but in this quality it's of course amazing that we have this again done by Ryan Smith at Sterling Sound. And again we get the package. I just showed you this gatefold releases. Wonderful, wonderful, powerful live recording. I know, you know, Jimmy Smith records are until today so popular, and he was a very prolific artist. He put out record after record, earlier for Blue Note, later on for Verve, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, Jimmy Smith, in a way you cannot go wrong with Jimmy Smith. Here he is live on Root Down, and that's it for today. Thank you for the time you took to watch this video. I give you, at the end of this video, I give you a second impression. I will play a little bit from After Hours, so that you get a better idea what to expect from this recording. And yeah, let's move on. I hope to see you on the next one, and thank you for your time. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.